These bitches got me feeling like I'm King Kong. Sorry if I'm cocky, bitch. My ego big as King Kong. I'm King Kong, bitch. Hey, all right, y'all. We back. She Shit Show 2.0. We got the lovely Miss Lovely on the ones and twos. Super duper trunk rattler sitting over here to my left. Hey, it's your girl, Epic Mod in the building. And all right, family, coming to the mic, we have a very special guest, board certified licensed professional counselor, owner of Victoria's Living Counseling Services at 1400 Broadfield Boulevard, Suite 200, Houston, Texas, 281-698-6445. She has a master's of arts in psychology, bachelor's in science in psychology. In her 14-year career as a licensed cognitive behavioral therapist, she's helped adults and adolescents reach their therapeutic goals and live their best lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my own therapist, Nicole Bowden Williams. Thank you. No, thank you for being here. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. You don't know what I had to go through to get her here. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Y'all for the opportunity.
Thank you. Now, we done been building on this topic for a very long time. I'm talking about maybe some years. Because me and her go back a minute. Well, me and you go back a minute, too. This lady didn't actually save my life.
I bet.
You know, like I've dealt with people with narcissistic personality disorder. Now, the word narcissist is a term that has been utilized so loosely due to the lack of education on this epidemic. Would you please explain the difference between narcissism and a being that has narcissistic personality disorder?
Okay, so narcissism is a personality trait, and this personality trait is on a continuum. Okay, and so it's not so much that they are not the same, it's more so the excess, okay, the excessiveness. Okay, so you can have individuals that exhibit narcissistic traits. Okay, in fact, we all probably do at some point in time. Okay, but when we start seeing a person where that is more often the case than not, or it is and it is happening more for a longer period of time. You're seeing it in various aspects of their life. So you're seeing it in the workplace, you're seeing it in social sectors, you're seeing it at home. Then we're moving more onto to the lines of narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on what a person with NPD looks like?
Okay, so that's going to be an individual that is, very has a very inflated self-esteem. They see themselves as very important. You may consider them arrogant. They have like very little regard for other people's emotions. And they have a hard time even, tapping into the emotions. So, not just having a lack of regard, but not even being able to tap into it. I would say that they have a lot of superficial relationships because of the lack of empathy. Okay, because they do have this challenge with really connecting. I mean, how can you connect on a deep level when you can't even get in tune with each other's emotions and can't validate others' perspectives? Okay, there's also this sense of entitlement, like other people owe them something, and there is no rhyme or reason for why this entitlement is deserved, other than they believe that they are worth it. You get what I'm saying? There is a level of condescension that is experienced with them. So, for instance, if let's say you're on a date with someone that has narcissistic personality disorder, you may notice that when the waitress or the waiter comes by to take the order, you may notice that they downgrade them. They talk down to them. So those are the kind of
Wait,
behaviors.
so if a guy complains on a day about the waitress not being up to par, that's a sign.
Well,
Because that happens a lot on dates.
it does, but if the waitress or waiter is not up to par, if it's legit, okay, if there's something that they're doing that is not is not what you would expect, okay, then they may be just sharing a detail of what's going on in the date. However, if they are making reference strictly based on that person's status or their job, then that's where we're having a problem.
So like image and stuff. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I had a question for you, because I feel like it could be, so common that people are likely within relationships already with a narcissist that ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So my question is, are there ways to live healthily with someone who has a narcissistic personality, or is to end the relationship the only solution?
Okay, so yes, there are ways that you can live healthily within a relationship with a person that has narcissistic traits. Um, you may come to a place where you determine that it is a toxic situation, and if it is toxic, then you need to exit. All right. But if you feel that it's something that the both of you can attempt to work through, then one of the options that you have, or one of the tools that you have, would be to set boundaries. Okay. So there are going to be behaviors that are not acceptable. Okay. And so those boundaries would have to be set with that individual to where there's an understanding of what you will allow and what you will not. And then once you have set what you will not allow, then you have to be willing to follow through on whatever consequence that you set forth, whether it be to leave or whatever your consequence was for that.
Yeah.
Now another part in that is the assertiveness. Okay, so that means that we're speaking up for ourselves, and we're doing that in a respectful way, right? So we don't have to yell. We don't have to match them. Okay, and actually another part of that would be staying calm. Okay, when you're talking with them, because trying to match them toe to toe typically does not work.
Right.
Okay, it only escalates the situation, right? So we want to remain calm. We want to assert ourselves. Let ourselves our thoughts be known, our expectations, and we want to do that in a respectful way. Set our boundaries. Bring in a counselor. Okay, if they're willing, to try to work through it. But ultimately, if all else fails, okay, then we have to understand that in a toxic situation, we have to take ourselves out of that situation for our own safety. We have to protect ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. I really, I know that there are a lot of people out there, listeners, that, when they hear about some of the traits that describe a narcissist, like the entitlement, or, what were some of the other traits that,
Aggressiveness is also a trait.
aggressiveness?
Okay,
Yeah.
abusiveness
Mm-hmm.
is also a trait.
Yeah. Hypersensitive to criticism.
Yes.
Like you can't tell them nothing about themselves,
Right.
and they take things that they don't know how to control their emotions. They're either like really sad or really really happy,
Right. So
or
you do see
aggressive.
you do see a vast range of emotions. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading some
I
of
feel like
those,
y'all talking about me.
And that's why I said some of us do exhibit
right.
traits of narcissism from time to time. You know what I mean? But we are not narcissists. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference based on, it does not if people had to characterize you, that those are not the traits that they would bring forth to
Right.
describe you.
Yeah. I saw that men were more likely to be narcissists, but I did not want to downplay the fact that women can
Right.
be narcissists too,
Right.
and damaging onto their, I've seen it in mother-daughter relationships, right?
Yes.
Where, the daughters are really suffering because the mother is, constantly, abusive to them, or making them feel like they're useless or worthless or whatever, and then it's difficult not to transfer that energy onto your daughters or your sons, So, I had another question about the men. Why are men more likely?
Okay. Well, um, there's not exactly a definitive answer for why they're more likely. There are many thoughts as to the causes, right, for narcissistic personality disorder. Um, and one of those being genetics. Another factor being the environment,
Mhm.
right? So, like you just touched on, childhood, right? So, if you have a child that has, experienced abuse and neglect, they may end up having narcissistic personality disorder later in an effort to protect themselves, right? So they may have
Mhm.
this inflated sense of self and this perceived, high self-esteem in an effort to avoid feeling what they felt in the past in childhood. But you can also have the flip side.
Mhm.
Okay, you can have a child that grew up in a household where the parents constantly praised them, and there was this
Ah,
over inflation of how wonderful they are, and all of their accomplishments, and then they carry that on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they end up with narcissistic personality disorder. So there are various reasons as to how this can come about. As far as men are concerned, my own personal thought process on that has to do with just society and how we kind of groom our children. How we you know
We
push
live
them
in a
towards certain
patriarchal
things.
society. Yeah.
Right, right. So if we have our little girl and we're offering her a Barbie doll, baby doll to take care of, and we're encouraging communication, and we're encouraging being in touch with emotions, and that kind of thing, and caring for others, and giving thought to other people's feelings, empathy, and stuff like that. Then we may be leaning her less toward that direction, because it's not necessarily seen as socially acceptable
Right.
as for a female. Where when it comes to a man, we push aggression, we push
Being over sexual.
being over sexual, we push not giving into emotions, not acknowledging emotions. We push a lot of that. So there's no definitive research to say that's what it has to do with. That's my own personal
Right.
kind of thoughts on it. um and it sounds like you were sharing on that, Bianca, on that thought process.
Which one?
The one I was just sharing
The
about
one.
society.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
I've
said
seen all
a
kind of
patriarchal
yeah.
society.
And then, like, men groom. I feel like men groom other men to be narcissists.
True, I can see that too.
I've
Yeah.
had I actually have a client. He literally grew his hair out and his son's hair just for me to do their hair. And
Okay.
one day, I'm working, and I walk by and I hear him tell his son, she fine in the motherfucker, ain't she? He's number like 5.
Mm. And that was okay.
In their head, yeah, it was okay, but to me, that's a part of that grooming I was just speaking about.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, and
Exactly.
they think it's okay though. It's
Exactly.
it's okay to be over sexual.
And hand
Exactly.
down abusive techniques.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, a lot of men have shared stories about how their parents or their fathers or uncles or older brothers and stuff like that lead them into their first sexual encounters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like these are like how these narcissists, like you don't have to, display all of the characteristics to be a
That's right.
narcissist.
Mhm.
That's right.
You can be a full blown narcissist just by being super needy to your lover,
Mm-hmm.
like they can't go nowhere, do nothing. You just got to be all in the mix. You got to have them on the hip, show your
Mm-hmm. You're
location.
talking about control.
Yeah, control,
Mm-hmm.
neediness, that manipulation.
Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
there's some crazy stuff going on right now, but I think like the more that we dialogue about this topic, and I hope you will come back and give us some more feedback
Oh,
on
sure.
other types
Yes.
of things that are plaguing our communities, because we're trying to get fit mentally,
Right.
we're trying to get fit physically and spiritually, and
Right.
and it starts with dialogues and the sharing of ideas and things like that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
What was that other question that you had for her?
So I had two more, but I think you kind of addressed this, but I'll ask it anyway. I feel that there's a power in becoming aware and actively making better choices for our lives. We can actually look around and see. One day we'll actually look around and see, that we happy with what we done created. And they say it's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So my question is, what are the red flags we should be looking out for so we don't even let these type of people in our lives in the first place?
Okay. Well, that kind of touches back on what we were talking about with the narcissistic personality, what you're looking for. So, this overinflation of self. Okay. If we're having a conversation, again, we're on a date and the whole conversation has to be about you and how wonderful you are and all your accomplishments. And the moment I try to bring something up about me, it's dismissed.
And back on
It's
you.
it's back on you, right?
hmm
Then that's something I need to take a look at.
Yeah.
Okay, if I am, she mentioned the control. If I am, uh, having some place I need to go or something I'm trying to do, but you have to have full control or full knowledge on everything, not allowing me to have my own. Then
Yeah.
that's something we need to take a look at. If of course if there's physical violence going on, yes, that's a clue for us as well. But we also have some emotional stuff going on. As far as we talked about the condescension, if I'm trying to share something with you and you making me feel less than, then that's an issue as well. One of the issues with narcissists is that there is this underlying issue with their insecurities, right? um, Even though there is this high inflation of themselves, that is really a facade for
hmm
the underlying issues. And that's why when you do try to bring something to their attention, hey, you might need to work on this, you might need to take a look at this, there's this big exaggerated reaction, response to what you
Like a
shared,
tantrum.
right?
Yeah,
A
tantrum.
tantrum, exactly.
hmm
It's very challenging for them to receive constructive criticism. Okay, so if you find that you are not able to be authentic, okay, you're not able to be real with your partner or real with whomever the relationship is with, and let them know some things that they may need to touch on without there being this explosive response, then there's another sign that we need to take a second thought about what we're doing here.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, narcissism, y'all. It's a deep topic,
And they
right?
out here narking.
It really
It's a deep
is.
topic.
It really is.
I
Now,
know people who are really dealing with this in their lives. Like, if they need to talk with somebody, how can they get in touch with you?
well, they can call me at
281-698-6445.
there you go. And feel free to make an appointment. They want to come in, they want to have a consultation over the phone and just see, hey, is this something that I might need to come in about? I might need to
hmm
talk about. We can do that. Now, the flip side would be those that are on the other end, so they're not the narcissists, but the ones that are experiencing
The
it and the ones
victims.
that are continually experiencing this. They find themselves continually being in relationships, with narcissists. Okay, those are people that also may need to look at seeking some help as far as, okay, why do I continue to find myself in these situations? One of the biggest, and I don't know how much time I have left, but I just want to say that one of the biggest reasons that I have found is would be the vulnerabilities. Okay, from past childhood, past experiences. Okay, that have impacted one's self-esteem and value.
And
One's
even
worth.
going through something when you guys meet.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
I know like I was experiencing, the death of my parents,
Right.
when I entered into those relationships.
Right.
You're vulnerable.
Right.
People who are weakened or weakened state are more susceptible. Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
I saw too that narcissists absolutely love and enjoy to bring down powerful women. So beware.
And this is
That's
Beware.
true.
right.
This is true because anyone can be manipulated.
That's
Okay,
right.
nobody is above the law. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it can happen to anyone. Um, But if you do find yourself continually in those, relationships, then that would be something to take pause and take a look at self and
Yeah.
say, okay, what is it that, what need is am I trying to have met here, by allowing these um, unacceptable behaviors to continue
Right.
and putting myself in a situation that is detrimental to me.
Yeah, there was something that you said you were dedicated to, and I just wanted to share that. I wrote it down because it was just so beautiful. She is dedicated to challenging unhealthy ways of thinking and maladaptive behaviors.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't that
Yes,
beautiful? I
ma'am.
love that.
Yes,
Man,
ma'am.
what you're doing is a real ministry. So, can you tell us a
Yes.
little bit what types of services you offer?
Okay, well, it's cognitive behavioral therapy
Mm-hmm.
is what I offer. There are several techniques that are used within the therapy, but that is the therapy that I subscribe to. And basically, what that means is, uh, in that therapy, nobody can make you anything. So nobody can make you upset. Nobody can make you happy. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? These have to do with your thought life, your thought process. Okay, so what we do is we look at how you're thinking about various things, and most of the time I'm in a total agreement with my clients about what shouldn't have happened and what wasn't right, but my agreement does not help. What we have to do is look at how you're perceiving this and see, is it actually realistic, and then if it's not, we need to change it to a thought process that is realistic and that is true.
What's up?
Yes.
You got something else to add, Miss My?
No, I don't have anything else to add.
Man, we so enjoy you coming on the show. Now, everyone who did not hear, this is Nicole Bolden
Yes,
Williams,
Yes.
yes, yes.
licensed professional counselor,
Yes, ma'am.
degreed, certified, bona fide, can help you out your sticky
Yes,
situations.
ma'am.
Let me tell you, make sure you reach out to her. I know that she doesn't have social media to share, but can you give
I'm
just your
old school.
telephone number just one more time?
Yes.
281-698-6445, and she's located at 1400
Yes.
Broadfield Boulevard, Suite 200.
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
that's right.
Victorious Living Counseling Services.
Yes. Hit me up.
Hit
Absolutely.
up. She the
Now,
truth.
I
True.
do have 2 tips.
Come on,
Let's
Tips.
hear
You
them.
know,
Come
I
through,
come
Let's
with
Tips.
hear
some
these tips.
Pull up, Tips. Pull up, Tips.
tips on the
Let's hear the
way.
tips.
Okay, now we all know that just because everybody's spirituality have changed and we no longer serving or celebrating these holidays no more. Well, you're gonna get together for either at least a New Year's party or something, right? And you
So,
may encounter a
Because they out
narcissist.
here narking.
That's right.
They deep.
They will draw you in. So you
Dark.
have to be prepared. And I got 2 tips for people, and they know they might have to see somebody who is going to gaslight them and somebody who's not going to validate their feelings or support them or be clapping for them. This is not your support and you want to stay away from. Let me tell you. So I got my first tip. Expect no sympathy.
Yes.
Expect no support. Go
Yes.
already. Go there and just knowing that these people really do believe that they are the center of the universe and we are all here for their benefit, right?
Right.
So, look for comfort and support from other people in your family, right? And then make some new family relationships. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, don't just stick with your first cousins. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
You got family coming in from out of town, or travel a little bit, learn some of your different families, do some different activities that will help to overlook, our flaws within our relationships, but give us other fun, incredible stuff to do. Like, this is a great year to start your family tree, right?
True.
Right.
True.
FamilySearch.org,
True.
free
True.
to get together and maintain. And the second tip, let's say you can't get out of an event and you've tried and your presence is just required, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely limit your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Set
don't have to
boundaries.
show up at 10 a.m. and leave at 10 p.m. at night.
Right.
Right. So, 2, maybe 3 hours, an hour, dip in and dip out, what they call it, dine and dash, right? You can do that. You know what I'm saying? And steer clear of engaging with narcissists. You know that they over there. You know they stir up trouble and mess with the whole family. So whoever sit closest to them, that's who gonna get it. Stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? And disengage when you feel like you're being drawn in. When you see somebody just hit your button, you don't like that nickname no more. What you doing here with this new woman? Who told you you was invited? Ain't you the one who did blah blah blah? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got
Blah,
plex.
blah, blah.
Right. You know that these people are there and they come after you and they, hey, pumpkin, no, you don't like that name, right? You feel like you're being drawn in, excuse yourself from that situation. Step out, you know what I'm saying? Because while you may not be able to control the behaviors of others, you can control your responses and the energy that you put out into the universe. So,
Right.
those are my tips. She shared it.
I
Hey,
got
she
one more
shared
tip.
it.
Okay, all right. For the tips,
Just to be on the safe side. If you can avoid it, don't even go.
for real.
Just don't even fuck with them.
She shared it. She
She
shared it.
said it.
Already. So, we went all over like the traits of a narcissist this evening. We talked about all kinds of ways to live healthily with them, how to get out those relationships, how to identify with the red flags. We talked about the men having more likeliness to be narcissists, whatever. We even gave some examples of whatever. We're really grateful that Miss Nicole Bowden Williams joined us this evening.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, will you come back sometimes and give us some more information so that we can become more whole?
Yes, ma'ams. I definitely will.
Okay.
I definitely will. Just let me know.
And it's your third show, Epic My Eye.
Hey.
Third boy.
Hey. Stay down with us because we love us some Epic My.
Hey.
Epic My Eye Love the She Shed Show 2.0.
Already.
Hey, hot mic in the building.
Miss Lovey, you hold it down the most for us. I see
Yes.
you climbed
Queen
out
of
of bed,
all
you
things.
drove across town, you put
Hey.
gas in the car, you brought Martell.
The real MVP.
Hey, look, we're gonna stay down. It's all gonna work out. We stick together, be unified, we're gonna take over the whole world. Thank you, Miss Lovey.
Hey, there you go.
Y'all had any final remarks and shout out?
Well, one thing that has been helpful for me, if y'all out there actually dealing with people that have narcissistic personality disorder, like go on YouTube, find you some people that, that's doing videos or little, communities. Get as much information and wisdom that you can on it, and it'll give you the strength to do the things that you really need to do.
Already. How about you, Mrs. Bowden Williams?
What I would say, I wanted to kind of touch on what you were talking about as far as the support. So it's also what you were talking about as well. Yes, finding a support system that you can rely on, um, making sure that you're getting sound information, you're getting sound, people that you can get some feedback off of as far as, what this relationship over here is looking like and what you might need to do. So,
Right.
That's really important because I know, like, some people, and I know they meant well, and they were really my friends, but they were just giving me terrible ass advice. Like, he really love you. Y'all can work it out. Bitch, this nigga tried to kill me. What you
tried to kill
mean?
me, bro.
We ain't
Right.
no working that shit out.
right.
What's that to work out?
Right.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Nothing. Hey, have you heard about the Loud Music Press Junket?
Mm-mm.
November 13th and 14th.
Okay.
All I Love to Jam radio hosts gonna be there.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna be interviewing folks. We're gonna be talking to
Okay.
artists. We're gonna be networking with
Oh, that
people in
sounds
the
good.
industry. You're welcome to come. We're gonna get out there, be looking cute.
Okay.
So all She Shared Show listeners, come out. What I need
Pull
you to
up.
do, I need you go to Love to Jam, and that's LOVE, the number 2 Jam on Facebook. There is a flyer there. You can get more information about ticket information and location or whatever. So Loud Music
Kiki.
Press Junket. It's on the 13th and the 14th of November. All Love the Jam Radio gonna be in the house. I'm gonna be there. So you want like a autograph or picture or something?
Something.
Super duper trucker rattler.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, we talked about all kind of stuff today. Next week and the upcoming, we got all kind of stuff going on. Let me tell you. Kojay Charles gonna be here. Esteban gonna be here.
Hey.
Just stick with us. We're gonna be bringing you more topics, more experts, more good opinions and advice. She Shared Show 2.0.
Hey.
And we out.